What's up, guys? Welcome back to Whiskey Dixon. I'm Sugarbear.
I'm Eric.
And we are reviewing George Dickel 15-year single-barrel Tennessee whiskey.
Wow.
Ooh-wee. 15-year-old.
That's a long time.
That is, man. It comes in at 42.2% ABV. Kind of light. I wish it was a little higher, but I get it. After 15 years, they've lost like over half of this whiskey to evaporation. So they got to put some water in it to even make it available to the people.
The angel share.
This is bottle number 260, and this all came out of one barrel, so that's pretty cool.
Wow, okay.
They're out of Tullahoma, Tennessee, kind of southern Tennessee. Second largest distillery in Tennessee. I wonder if you can guess what the first one is. It's Jack Daniels. Another interesting fact, right now the head distiller here, I believe her name is Nicole Austin, and she was the former head distiller for Tullamore Dew. She's from Ireland.
Really?
Yeah, so, no, my bad. She wasn't the head distiller. She was like the grain engineer or something. She had some other title there, but she's the head distiller.
I read about her. She studied chemical engineering, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. Yeah, no, yes. She's like a very well-known person in the whiskey industry. Well, that's crazy that, of all places, she is the Dickel distillery manager.
Well, it's the coolest name of any distillery.
Right. Comes in around $65, which for a 15-year American whiskey is like unheard of.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, you're gonna buy a bourbon that's this age. It's gonna be $500 or more. Like, I mean.
So you ask, what's the catch?
It's Dickel. It's Tennessee whiskey. Okay. Tennessee whiskey isn't thought of nearly as highly as Kentucky whiskey.
Okay.
And the only difference between a Tennessee whiskey and a Kentucky bourbon is that all Tennessee whiskey is always filtered through charcoal. So it's going to be a lot like, even more oaky, like even like to the point of being smoky.
Okay.
Except with Jack Daniels, they use sugar maple charcoal, so it ends up being a really, really sweet wood. Whereas these guys, I'm pretty sure it's just oak charcoal, so it's just that much oakier.
Oak on oak.
Yeah, on the nose, that is just...
Dang.
Yeah. It's like putting your face in like a smoker almost.
That is strong, yeah.
It smells like ribs.
No, you don't forget this odor.
It smells great though, actually. I do like the nose on this one. It has so much just wood though. Like that is just, there's no spice, there's just wood. Wood and alcohol.
It's just like cast iron cooking.
Smooth on the palate, even buttery.
That turned sweet. The nose wasn't that sweet. It's kind of like bland almost on the sweetness, but then the
pretty
taste
tannic,
is so
pretty a little cloying. But again, 15 years in a barrel, it's gonna taste different than what you are used to.
That's funky.
Yeah, I get a bit of like a blue cheese funk on this. Like not straight blue cheese, but like the dressing, like the tanginess.
I can get that, yeah.
Like this whiskey seems to change depending on what I've had before. Cause like last night I was drinking some Old Grandad and I tried this and it was like straight blue cheese dressing. Like,
man, I need a leather recliner to baby this thing for a while.
It's actually a lot better. Like sometimes I don't even like this when I drink it. Right now I'm really liking this.
No, it's good.
If you have this first of everything, it's way too cloying and like the tannins are just overwhelming. But actually now, having drank some other stuff, this is nice. This is actually really good.
For 15 year, 65
Wish the proof was a little higher, but again.
Honestly, I thought it was going to be more brutal with the oakiness and the tannicness.
It usually
for being
is.
15
right
years.
Now, it's pretty nice, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still crazy oaky, but it's not like gross. Like it's not like an overwhelming amount. It's actually really nice. Even like a little buttery, I would say.
Yeah.
It's got a good kind of oily mouthfeel to it. And it's interesting about like the origins of George Dickel. Like it's a brand that's been around since the 1800s, but it disappeared for a while. And then in the 60s, I forget the name of the guy, but the head of what is now the Dickel Distillery, I believe it's called like Cascade Hollow Distillery, is actually where they make this.
Yeah, correct.
And he wanted to buy Jack Daniel. He wanted to buy the Jack Daniel's distillery. He made him an offer. They refused him. So he's like, okay, I'm going to start up a new whiskey, or I'm going to bring back an old whiskey brand to compete with you guys and put you out of business. Yeah. So that's why George Dickel came back.
That's so cool.
So yeah, in like the 1960s, they brought back George Dickel, and obviously it didn't beat Jack Daniels as far as like their sales.
Right.
But I mean, in my opinion, as far as quality goes, I'd take Dickel all day over anything Jack Daniels makes. I really love everything George Dickel makes.
They're notably smoother. And
They're
one thing
cheap too. Like
they
they're
are,
always really reasonable for how good they are. Like reasonably priced. And to me, that's like one of my, if you make whiskey at a reasonable price, I immediately love it. I immediately am like, yes, thank you for not being a dick about your pricing and like
no pun intended.
Just being very reasonable. Yeah, no pun intended.
One thing that's different about this distillery is I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they do it still, but they distilled in the winter months because it made it smoother. That was something that was traditional.
I think you're right.
To more represent like how they do it in Scotland and Ireland.
Yeah.
So it is a little smoother. And I think they had a coin that was called Smooth as the Moonlight.
Yep. No, that is all correct.
Did I pass?
Yeah. You done good. Yeah, as far as the mash bill goes, I couldn't tell you. I would say there's not really a lot of rye in this. Once again, I'm not getting like those spicy, minty notes. It's more
I'm not either.
Dusty corn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe like probably some malted barley in there too. I can't imagine this is 100% corn. Otherwise, they would say that. This is great, actually.
Yeah.
This is definitely like
Thanks for sharing.
antique wardrobe.
It was funkier at first, and then you keep sipping on it.
Yeah, no, this actually is getting significantly better with every sip.
Yeah.
But like I said, depending on what you drank before this, it's going to taste different. So I've definitely had some weird experiences with this. I kind of have mixed feelings about it, but all in all, it's really good. And for $65, you're not going to find a 15-year-old American whiskey. You're just not. There's no way. There's no way. Maybe
like,
for 10 times that price, maybe.
That's like 3 times more aging process than what they normally do for American
Exactly.
whiskeys.
No, that's a very unnecessary amount of aging. And the fact that they have this much whiskey that's this old that they're able to sell it at that price is impressive.
I'm wondering how they're making money off of this thing.
Yeah, me too.
It's like a service. Thank you, Dickel.
Thank you, George Dickel. No, once again, I believe this is like the third whiskey we've reviewed from Dickel, and all winners, man. Like nothing but good. I guess that about wraps it up. I don't know, final thoughts.
Delicious. For the price, unbelievable. 15
I wouldn't
years.
mind a higher proof, but I can't complain when it's so cheap for what it is that, this is awesome.
Got to at least meet cost.
It's pretty nutty too, actually, now that I think about it. There's definitely like a roasted peanut note to this.
Yeah.
Especially on the nose. Well, anyways, if you like this, smash that like button, give us a thumbs up, leave us some fun comments, let us know what other Dickel stuff you want to see us review. I'm sure there's some we haven't tried. Not the Tabasco one though, 'cause that looks gross. I don't want to try that. Follow us on Instagram too. Check us out. And I'm Sugarbear.
I'm Eric.
We're Whiskey Dixon. And until next time, cheers. Keep on drinking.